We're live, guys, by the way. We're live, we're rolling. It is the Emirates FA Cup show. Welcome. If you've seen the last few of these we've done, you'll notice someone's missing. Usually I've got Jules Breach with me, but she's unavailable today. It means we've been able to bring in an extra person. So I've got three lads here that have joined me. We've got Alex Brooker, of course,
Hello.
TV personality, comedian, presenter, all-round talented man. Great to have you, mate.
Thank you, mate.
We've got Darren Bent, an all-round talented man as well. Goal scorer for a number of teams, including Tottenham, including Derby. All been involved in the latest round of the FA Cup, of course. And we've got a Liverpool fan here in true Liverpool FA Cup form. They've brought in the youngsters. It's Yungen. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me, guys. Good to have you. We're going to have a little laid-back chat about all things FA Cup. We've actually got the team that has been announced for both sides. Derby, obviously, playing United tonight straight after we finish. To the last game of this round. You can see the lineups on the screen now. The big news being Wayne Rooney is starting. Was it ever in doubt, Darren?
No, of course it wasn't. He was always going to play. Obviously, this game means a lot to him. It's a big game. Playing against his former side, record goal scorer. I mean, there's no way, unless he had an injury, he was always going to play.
It means a lot to United in terms of the team they're putting out as well, right? Bruno Fernandes, for example, is starting. Yungen, have you been impressed with his performances since he got involved?
Yeah, he's a really good player. When I see United getting him, I'm like, this is going to change things a little for them, for sure. And I think he has.
And Alex Derby have got a young 18-year-old striker starting against United. What does that mean? Are they giving youth a chance? Do they back themselves against United? What sort of approach should they take in the game?
Sometimes I think with young players, like, I think that they go into these games and like they kind of play without a bit of fear because no one's really like. I'm not saying that from experience, but like sometimes you look at them like when they, you know, the youngsters who like played for Arsenal and they kind of go in without a bit of fear, and I think sometimes that can be like a kind of a big bonus, especially in a big atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to pick more up on that game later. We are going to do a little game with you now, Darren. We've got a few new formats tonight because we haven't actually got the draw live. Usually we do the draw live. That was last night. So we're going to talk about what's come out of that draw. But we've got a bit of a quiz for you, Darren, on your FA Cup knowledge. Okay. And even though we've got no Jules Breach in the studio tonight, we have got some questions from us. So let's see the first one.
All right.
Hey guys, Darren, I hope you've been brushing up on your FA Cup career. No pressure. Here's question 1. Since 2010, you and Wayne Rooney have both scored 12 goals in the FA Cup. But the question is, who has done it in fewer games?
Okay, so you understand the question. You scored the same amount of goals in the FA Cup as Rooney. You both played for Derby as well.
Yeah.
But who scored them in fewer games?
I'm going to say me.
You're going to say you. Yeah. How confident are you?
Not very.
I think it's close. You guys got opinions before we reveal the answer?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to change.
You can change, yeah.
I'm going to say Rooney.
Like, it's changed?
Yeah, I'm going to say Rooney.
I'm going to back you.
You're going to back me?
Yeah.
I think you'd have done
I'm just
it
thinking
in 2 games.
back to Rooney when he's had all these players around him that can create chances left, right and centre. I'm going to say Rooney. Okay.
Darren's going, you're on the fence, Yungen. Yeah, you're going Darren Bent, Darren. Both scored 12 goals, but who did it in fewer games? Let's find out.
Wayne Rooney scored 12 goals in 23 games, but the overwhelming winner is you, Darren.
Oh, wow.
You did it in just 15.
Oof.
Wow. Darren, you've got to back yourself, mate.
I don't know really, but...
Trying to be humble.
Can we talk about that ratio?
Yeah,
12 in 15
Do you know
FA
what,
Cup.
I was just thinking
Amazing.
that some of the teams that he played in, like they used to batter teams United in the FA Cup, so I just thought, you'd have to beat me, but listen, it's unfortunate that.
So unfortunately, it's also, because you're
It's a win, really.
It's a win. You got the question wrong, but you win the battle, yeah. Humble as well, very humble. Next question from Jules, let's find out what it is.
You scored FA Cup goals for Ipswich, Charlton, Sunderland, Aston Villa, Fulham and Derby. But which of those teams did you also score against?
Whoa.
It's a specific one.
Yeah. Will I have to hear that again?
Yeah, I can tell you it again. I've got it here. So you scored FA Cup goals for Ipswich, Charlton, Sunderland, Aston Villa, Fulham and Derby.
Yeah.
Very decent. But you scored against one of those teams in the FA Cup. Do you know who it is?
I think I know the answer to that.
Oh, Yungen knows. Like, go
In the FA Cup, yeah. One of them teams that I played for.
Yeah, so one of your previous teams you've scored against in the FA Cup. It's one of those ones we mentioned, Ipswich, Charlton, Sunderland, Villa, Fulham, Derby. Don't remember scoring? He doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember it.
Fulham, maybe?
You're going to say you scored against Fulham in the FA Cup. You feel like you know it, Yungen.
I'm not sure now. I thought it might have been Villa, but...
You'll say Villa. Alex, you got
FA
one?
Cup.
I'll go with Derby.
Derby, all right.
I scored against Derby.
Let's find out.
You got me thinking there.
What's the answer, Jules?
The answer is Ipswich, when you were playing for Aston Villa in 2013 in the third round.
Correct. at Villa Park as well.
You remember it?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Can you describe the goal to us?
Yeah, Charles Nzogbe, he rolled me through and I was on the angle and I just hit it back across keeper, but I can remember that because I didn't celebrate, because that's where I started.
Yeah. Now you remember it.
Yeah.
You're 0 from 2.
So many goals.
This is not like your FA Cup goal conversion rate at all. Right, we're playing for pride now. Third question.
Okay.
Jules, over to you.
It's nearly over, Darren. Here's your final question. Who scored in more consecutive FA Cup seasons? You, Frank Lampard, or Sergio Aguero?
Great company in that question there, by the
It is,
way.
yeah.
You, Lampard, or Aguero? Who scored in more consecutive
I'm going to say
seasons?
Lampard.
You think Lampard?
Yeah.
Not even entertaining the fact that it could be you?
No, because I'm just going to think Lampard played for longer than I did as well. So I'm going to say Lampard.
Okay, Yungen?
I'm not sure.
It's tough, isn't it?
I'm going to go with Darren. I'm going to go with Darren.
I'm back at Darren, 12 in 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's decent. All right, let's find out the answer.
That was a bit of a naughty last question because it was a bit of a trick question.
Oh.
Sergio Aguero has scored in 5 consecutive seasons, but tied on 8 consecutive seasons of Frank Lampard between 2006 to 2013, and you, Darren, who scored in every single season between 2010 and 2017. Well done.
You basically just you've not backed yourself.
I
You sort of got it right because you said Lampard, but you drew with it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have thought that. I just thought because Lampard at Chelsea for a longer period, you know what I mean? So, but listen, I'll take that.
You'll take it. And once again, it's another great stat. 8 seasons in a row.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Banging them in the cup.
It's actually written in the script that when you get loads of questions right, we let you keep your seat on the sofa. You actually got none right.
The last one was right.
Well, you actually got to leave. No, I'm joking. Well, it was a trick question, so we'll allow it. We're going to move on now. We're going to talk about the draw. So the draw was last night, of course.
Yeah.
We know we sort of know the fixtures. There's one obviously still to be decided with Man United derby coming later. But let's take a look at the fixtures, and we're going to take a bit of a time to predict who we think is going to go through ultimately. So you've got Sheffield United versus Arsenal. You've got Newcastle United versus Man City, Norwich playing the winners of tonight's game, Manchester United derby, and Leicester against Chelsea. So some really good games there. I think the first thing that jumps off the page is the fact that the bigger clubs, we'll say in inverted commas, are all away, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to work our way through these fixtures. Starting off with Sheffield United Arsenal, we've got Alex here, obviously, he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And first of all, we've actually got some highlights to show you guys. Let's talk about the fact that so many youth players have been doing well in the FA Cup so far.
They you know, on Monday night, Arteta played a lot of the younger lads. I think also a bit through necessity because we've had so many games and the players have been knackered. But I thought Reece Nelson had a really good game. I thought it was one of Nelson's best games he's had for a while.
We can see the goal he scored. We can see the goal. We can keep talking, but
and
here we go. So this was against Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was against Leeds. I mean, that was a tense one, that game, because Leeds absolutely played us out. And I love this goal from Saka.
What a play he is.
He's brilliant. My only worry about Saka at the moment is we're relying on him.
I love this goal. I love that goal.
That touch.
I love that goal. Scrappy ones. I love that.
And that's a Nelson assist as well. So that Nelson has he been the main man for you?
I think he played well. He played well the other night. I think Martinelli didn't have his best game, but he's been playing well. But I just think Saka this season has he's just burst onto the scene. And when Kolasinac got injured, Tierney got injured, all of a sudden we're playing. I thought of Saka as kind of more attacking, and I think he is.
I thought he was a winger. He was a fullback.
And then now you look at him, and he's just taking his chance. As I said, weird enough, the one worry about him at the moment is because he's having to play every game because we don't really have anyone else there. So Tierney can't come back fit kind of soon enough because I think Arteta would like to give him a rest, really.
Well, you had a game the other day and Kolasinac got injured and the Arsenal fans were cheering when Saka got subbed on. Not nothing against Kolasinac. I think they want to see him play.
I think it was more just happy to see Saka, and that was against Everton. And he came on and immediately we played better. He put in a wonderful ball for the goal as well. So
do you know what it is about Kolasinac? I don't like his final ball. Whereas Saka's got end product. So when he gets down there, he always puts the ball in with quality. He picks the right option. Sometimes Kolasinac, when he gets down there, he smashes the ball across the box as hard as he can.
Yeah.
And people can't finish it off.
He does.
Well, I've got 2 follow-up questions for you.
Go on.
First of all, do you want to see this strategy stay in the FA Cup in the game against Sheffield United, give the youngsters a chance, or do you want to see some of the bigger names come back in? And then to follow up that, are you going to win?
I think, first of all, I think that he'll play his strongest side. I can't imagine Arteta's going to take an FA Cup quarter-final lightly, especially given the fact we're out of the Europa League. top 4, maybe 5 is looking, like it's going to be tricky. So I think for him in his first season, he's certainly not going to take it lightly. I can imagine he'll play the absolute strongest team that he has available to him. And actually at the moment that will include youngsters because they've done so well. Whether we win or not, I mean, earlier this season we got beat up there.
Awful. Arsenal awful that day, weren't they?
And I remember Pepe missing an absolute sitter.
Yeah.
I think VAR done us.
But a lot of people have struggled going to Sheffield United.
But I think now, and they're a good side,
brilliant.
Sheffield United. I'd like to think we'd do it. I'd like to think that
You know what you're doing in FA Cup, Arsenal.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we've had some good times as fans. Well, that's all the good times we've had recently with FA Cup, so I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But it will be tough, but I'm going to back us.
You're going to back us?
Yeah, big time.
All right, well, we actually have got 2 Arsenal fans on the sofas
Correct,
here.
yeah.
And you grew up as an Arsenal fan, so we're going to go to the unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
I know you can be unbiased. Yungen, who you got for this game?
I think Arsenal's going to take it. I feel like they need to win. I think it's a big game for them in the season. Obviously, they are really good in the FA Cup. Yeah, I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Okay.
I don't really want them to win, but I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Oh, mate.
So we're getting very close.
We're out, so...
We're getting very close to an Arsenal win here, but we've got one more opinion to ask. Darren?
Yeah, I'm going to say Arsenal win.
It was clean sweep.
Yeah, I'm not going to back Sheffield United. I mean, listen, earlier on in the season, Sheffield United battered Arsenal so much better, but I like what Arteta's doing down there with the youngsters. They're playing with no fear, as we spoke earlier. I think they might just have a little bit more. Sheffield United are concentrating on that Premier League, I think, that firing up that league, trying to get to that 5th position, which is still within reach. So I think Arsenal will take
I'm
this.
actually quite surprised, guys, I'm not going to lie. I know we've got some Arsenal presence here, but Sheffield United is so hard to beat in any one game, and obviously it could go the distance. I actually think they could do it, and more controversially perhaps, I'd say that if they do it, would it even be an upset? And that's not a dig at Arsenal, look how good Sheffield United, they're both in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I'd certainly be upset.
You'd be
I'm not going to lie to you, it would be an upset in my household, yeah. I think, I mean, look, it's not one of those things where I certainly don't think Arsenal will go there and walk it at all. Sheffield United, they are a good side, and Chris Wilder's a great manager as well.
But you don't think they're going to win?
No, I still think I'm still going to go after.
Taking them off.
Arsenal are in a better place now than they were when they played Sheffield United before.
Okay, so Arsenal are our first semi-finalists, theoretically speaking. Next up, I'll start with you this time, Yungen. Newcastle versus City at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Now, I believe you're quite good mates with Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
So do you fancy his Man City boys to do this one?
Yeah, I think they're taking this one. I think it might be a battering as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I just think they've been so good in domestic competitions. I think City's taking this 100%. 100%. They have such a big squad as well.
Yeah,
they can play
do.
anyone.
Correct.
That is the thing. They change their team up and you don't even notice, do you?
Yeah.
But with Newcastle, obviously, they've had some good moments. We can show some of them now, actually. I think it's been a really important tournament for them this year because it's given some of the newer players a chance to bed in. So you can see here, like Almiron, who couldn't buy a goal, could he?
Yeah.
He's now scoring for fun. He's the highest goal scorer left in the competition.
I think he's a really good player.
St. Maximin, what a player he is.
But I think him and Almiron, they're so important to Newcastle because it's the only pace they really got in the whole team. It's them two getting up and down.
See that back heel assist from Joelinton there as well? That's unreal.
Especially when he's done all year, I think.
Have you got any conflicting opinions on that? Are we going to be a City clean sweep here?
I can't see City. Like what I like about Guardiola since he's been in this country is how much the respect he pays to the domestic competition. So I don't think he'll just let it slip. So I think they'll beat Newcastle quite comfortably.
Okay, Alex.
I agree.
All agreed. So no one's fancy Newcastle. I'm going to put this out there. I've been outvoted, obviously, but there's a chance for Newcastle. There is a chance.
Which is?
It's the magic of the FA Cup. And everyone's saying they're squeezing through in these games, and they are. They're not doing it in the most convincing fashion, but they're still in the draw. They're still in the mix. And maybe Man City obviously going big for the Champions League this year. I don't know. It could happen, Newcastle fans. Don't give up. But we've gone with City. This game now, what we're going to do for this game, because we don't know who's going to play, we're going to separate it as like 3 different fixtures or 2 different fixtures. So let's say Derby win tonight. Yeah. Derby, Norwich, or Norwich, Derby. We don't know who'd be. Well, we do know Norwich would be at home. So who would win that one? Because that's obviously a team at the bottom of the Premier League against a team pushing for promotion. In terms of league space, there's not a lot of gaps, is there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go for Derby because I'm never ever going to back Norwich coming from Ipswich. Obviously coming from their youth system. So yeah, I'm always going to back Derby. And Norwich played really well against Spurs. I mean, they absolutely outplayed them. Won on penalties, but I think Derby will do it.
Okay. See, but also, obviously, got to get through that game first.
Yeah,
as well.
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm backing them again at home, Derby, to cause an upset.
So you're loyal to Derby, team you played for. You're still loyal to Ipswich, of course. Arsenal. I mean, he's a loyal man. The many clubs he's played for. Alex, who you tipping if Derby go through? Derby, Norwich.
I'd probably, say probably Norwich would. I'd have thought that they'd have enough just to see them through, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
They played quite well last night. So
We can see some of the highlights last night for Norwich, namely the penalty by Todd Cantwell. Now, when he went to take this, I just had a feeling he was going to put it top corner because he's just that kind of player, isn't he? So much.
I think he's been so underrated this year. I think he's been so good because of the form of people like Grealish, Maddison, that type of young English player. Yeah. He's not getting the love that he deserves because he's been brilliant for Norwich this year.
And then, of course, Tim Krul, who maybe was a bit off his line early there. But what I loved about this, I don't know if it was deliberate or not, he was like, I'm going to celebrate so quickly, the ref will not put it back. Before the ref had thought about it at the other end.
If he'd have been pulled back then, he would have looked a bit silly. He would have got to get back on the line.
It would have been amazing, wouldn't it? You mentioned Cantwell there. You mentioned Grealish as well, Maddison. They've all got a chance, maybe Cantwell the least chance. He's not getting talked about as much. But how does he compare to the other attacking midfielders for England right now?
He's up there. I mean, I think Grealish at the minute is probably the one that everyone's talking about. Everyone really likes watching him play. I mean, assists and goals. But I think he's under the radar. He's been very, very good for Norwich. I mean, but maybe they are at the bottom of the league, so he's not getting the exposure that he probably deserves. But he's scored some important goals for them, big performances. Him and Puk have been brilliant. I think if it wasn't for them two and Buendia, Norwich should have gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
so true.
Yeah, and then of course, so if we say that game happens and we're going to tip Norwich for that win, or actually it was split.
Yeah.
You said Derby, you said Norwich. So Yungen, you got the
down to me
vote.
again. I'm going to go Derby.
Okay, interesting. Right, so if they win that, Derby go through. But then, if Man United win tonight and they play Norwich, is anyone going to back Norwich to win that game?
No.
No?
I don't think I would. No. The thing is, United, they've been a bit inconsistent, but at the same, like they're coming good at the moment. They're getting a bit of form, and Bruno Fernandes has made a big difference to them. And like I can see them winning tonight, and I could see them, beating Norwich as well.
Yeah.
And again for United, obviously they're still trying to aim for the top four, but at the same time, I think the FA Cup for Solskjaer as well, being and the players, it's a huge competition. It's a chance for silverware, a realistic one. So I know they're going in the Europa League still, but I could see United.
Yeah, there is a chance, though, of course, Norwich could have a Wigan-like season, couldn't they, and go down, but win the FA Cup in the process. Yeah. You might even argue it's their best play now. I mean, there's a chance of obviously survival in the league, but there's a chance they'd also come back up if they went down. Why not go for the once in a potentially generation chance of winning the FA Cup? Don't forget, you guys can get involved as well on Twitter, interact with us, let us know who you think is going to win these. It's not just about our opinions, but going to you now, Yungen.
Yeah.
So if we've got Norwich United, can you see Norwich putting off an upset there?
Not against United, I don't think. Like you were saying, with bringing Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Man United just look like a different team. They look like they've just got a different threat from midfield. And Pogba's coming back. Looks like he's going to be back in time. So, I don't see Norwich beating United.
And have you got any, you're talking about United players coming back and maybe them finding some form. As a Liverpool fan, are you worried that United might be coming back to really good form and can maybe challenge you?
For the title?
Not this year, obviously. We don't need to talk about this year. I'm talking about in the movement, because the United are kind of a bad spell the last few years, and you guys are at your best spell for a long time.
Do you know what? Going through so much pain as a Liverpool fan, I feel like they're still a few years off. I feel like I remember being where they are. They're still a few years off, man. I feel like they need a lot of new players. They need I don't know, man. I think what Man United's tried to do the last few seasons is try and get a big player, or I think it's more than that. I think they need a whole new.
The game at Anfield a few months ago, some of my Liverpool supporting mates, I think they were kind of hoping that they'd they really give United a good hammering.
Yeah.
Do you kind of regret that they didn't put a big embarrassment on them? Because I think that Liverpool was so much better. Yeah. But I think for Liverpool fans, they would have loved to have seen them just give them an absolute tonking when they're at their lowest.
Yeah. I was at that game. That was the first game. I heard us sing "We're going to win the league," and I was so nervous to sing it. But I feel like they was waiting for the United game to sing it, and they were starting singing "We're going to win the league." I was like, "All right, we're going to win the league." But supporting Liverpool, I've been so nervous to say it. I tweeted out the other day. I was like, we're going to get the treble. As soon as I said that, we lost, we're out the FA Cup. I was just like, I should have said anything.
Want to know. Darren, I don't need to ask you about this one because you're not going to go Norwich, are you? There's no way. No. So what we do is we're going to take Norwich away, but we're going to leave Man United and Derby because obviously we don't know who's going to win that one yet. So one of those two is going to go through. Finally, I think this is the tie of the round, personally. Leicester-Chelsea. Sure. For so many different reasons. There's a lot of good talent on both sides. They're neck and neck kind of in the league. Just a few points separating them third and fourth. I mean, who needs it more? You could argue, like Leicester, in my opinion, what would they rather have? Would they rather get European guaranteed, top 4 spot, or would they rather go win another piece of silverware? Because not being in European competition this year has probably helped them in the league. Yeah. If you then add that distraction next year, it could hurt them in the league quite significantly. So, who have you got in this one, Darren?
I think I'm going to go Leicester, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am going to go Leicester. I think Chelsea have been done very, very well under Frank this season. But for some reason, Leicester, they had a bit of a wobbly patch at the minute. Obviously got beat by Norwich in the league last game. But I just got a sneaky feeling that this might be Leicester's season again to go and win something. I think they're going to finish in the top 4 regardless. But I just got a sneaky feeling again that this is going to be their year to go and win some silverware.
Yeah, and I don't think I necessarily disagree with you. I think Leicester have got a great chance. But Chelsea, Young, and have got a nice bit of English talent representing in the FA Cup at the moment. We've got some clips here we can show. Hudson-Odoi helped him get through in one of the rounds. This is his goal against Nottingham Forest. Even if you're not a Chelsea fan, I think that's a lovely kit. Yeah. It's a lovely kit, and it's a good goal for Hudson-Odoi. In the next round here, you see a Tomori who can play for a number of countries, but he's pledged his allegiance to England, which I think all England fans will be very happy about. Nope. And then Ross Barkley, this one will be tough to watch.
All right, I'm not going to watch that one.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that because we'll get back to Leicester-Chelsea. Yeah. Liverpool, I actually got this is production value for you, by the way, guys. Yeah. Got another card of Liverpool, who obviously aren't in the cup anymore, so we don't need to put them on the. But we'll put them here. We'll put them here. We got them all made because we thought they'd be there, but then we saw the starting lineup, Young.
Guys, man.
Let's talk about the starting lineup. I think he underestimated Chelsea because he didn't just go with the kids. He added in some serious powerhouse players with a few kids scattered around. Chelsea did a job.
Do you know what? It sounds weird, but I'd rather him have just gone with the kids. I feel like there would have been more passion, more. I feel like the kids was trying not to make any mistakes. I think Curtis Jones had a good game, but I feel like they was just trying to not make any mistakes. I think if we just started the kids, they just would have just went for it. And you know,
you also would have had a bit more of an excuse. Exactly. When it went wrong, we could have gone. We played the kids, but they brought Van Dijk in.
Yeah. Do you think though he might have kind of played some of those kids because like they've done well in the previous rounds, and it's a bit of loyalty, like kind of they got them there, and I think maybe that bit of loyalty, keep them in rather than just suddenly ditch them and go with his.
I wouldn't have said their team was weak though, because you think they had Adrian in goal, the 2 centre halves are their first choice pairing. Obviously, Mane played.
Origi.
So, do you know what I mean? So they've got players there, and they had enough chances to win that game. But I just think, that's probably not the worst I've seen Van Dijk play, but Giroud beat him up.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I would say I think that's the worst I've seen him.
Beat him up. I thought Giroud, backed into him, held him off, and that was honestly the first time I've ever seen someone outpower Van Dijk.
Yeah. Liverpool fans obviously will be hoping this isn't the start of any kind of. We all believe that it's done for Liverpool, whether you want to see it or not. But
you never know with us. You never know.
This is what I'm saying though. But for the fact that the Prem is probably wrapped up or is wrapped up, why would you not go for the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Why would you not? It is wrapped up. Why would you not go for the FA Cup? Why would you not play everyone you can? What's he worried about?
I'm not sure. I was saying it earlier. I don't know what was going through Klopp's head.
How do you feel as a fan? Like, would you have wanted to win this FA Cup this year? Are you happy parking it, going for the Prem and the Champions?
I think being so far ahead, we actually got the opportunity to do you know what, we can go for this treble. Yeah. I think we're good enough to win the Champions League again. Like, we've been brilliant all season. I just think that game Chelsea is a big game. Yeah, I would have started the full.
Right, it's enough attention to Liverpool because they're not even in the tournament anymore. We put them down there. We need to get to a decision on this, and I think the reason that Klopp played that team is because Chelsea, you never know what you're going to get. That Liverpool team could have beaten Chelsea if they'd been on their bad self, but they showed their better self.
And one more thing. We're saying that we started Curtis Jones, we started the youngsters, they started their youngsters. They started Billy Gilmore.
Yeah, Billy Gilmore.
Who was brilliant.
Yeah.
I was watching that, who is this kid?
It can be done. It can be done. And I'm going to make an executive decision here. And as a West Ham fan, I don't even think they count as underdogs, but I'm going to go with Leicester to win that one, taking Chelsea out of it. They've won plenty in the last decade or so. So this is our provisional, I say final 4, final 5, really, because we don't know what's going to happen in that other game. But we're happy with that. We don't know who's going to play each other, of course, either, because there's another draw to be done. But is it as simple as saying that Man City are the favourites? Darren?
Yeah, you'd have to say so. As I said about with Guardiola, respect to the competitions, and just with what Yungen was saying earlier, their squad. I mean, they can take players out and put players in, and it makes no difference whatsoever. So I just think they're the strongest team. Whoever was in their door, I think I'd back them against anyone. Even if Liverpool's still there, I'd still say Manchester City were the favourites.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to come back to this board in the next show. I'm going to move it out now, but we'll see if we're right. We've got a new game to play now. It's a brand new game. It's apparently being called the Draw Game, but I'm going to rename it Top Draw.
Yeah, nice.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Just think about it. He likes it. We're going to have a bit more production value here. We've got our own bucket. We've got some balls in there. Do you mind opening them and also showing the camera, because we've got to keep it official, you know. We've got to make sure we're in the guidelines. We've got our own draw balls in there. We're going to drop them in. This is Darren's official audition as to whether he can get the real gig. And it is an unorthodox technique. Usually they just empty it.
You said show them it.
Yeah, fair enough. Is it empty? One
Last
more to
one.
go? Okay,
There you go.
fine. Excellent work, Darren. Good technique.
No worries.
So what we're going to do now is you guys are going to, it's a very simple game. You're going to pull a ball out. You've got 2 balls each to get. 2 rounds of questions, okay? When you get the ball out, make sure you show the camera. We want to make sure they get the right number. And it's my audition as well. The number on the ball will relate to a question or a challenge that you guys are going to be asked. So 2 balls each, 2 points available each. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. If there's a tiebreaker, don't worry. I've got a tiebreaker question. And also, if you win this unbelievable FA Cup trophy. Yungen, do you want to show the camera it?
Usually Liverpool getting to the FA Cup.
Usually you don't get to touch it unless you've won it, but we'll let you off. That rules you out as well, Darren. that costs over £7, so be careful with that. It's a luxury item.
Yeah.
Right, we'll let you go first, Yungen, if you don't mind holding the bucket for him. So grab a ball. Show the camera what you got.
Okay.
Number 5, is it?
Number 5.
Okay, I can reveal. Number 5 is the spot the ball round. So if you take a look at the screen, you're going to have to tell us where the ball is. This is from the Arsenal-Portsmouth game. There's 3 options for you. Talk us through your logic.
I'm going to go number 2.
Number 2. Okay, why?
Because I feel like he's got a little stretch on there.
You see him stretching for the ball at number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. That is locked in, but any of you got alternative opinions?
No, I thought number 2 because
thought
where
number 2?
Martinelli's eyes were.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone thinks number 2. Let's find out if they're right. It's number 1, boys. It was number 1.
Oh yeah, Martinelli's looking at number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he is,
I
isn't
think
he?
what it is
I think
number 1.
the Pompey player's looking at a potential challenge maybe coming.
Yeah.
So that's no point for you, I'm afraid, Yungen. You'll go, Darren. What you got?
Number 1.
Number 1. So there's a camera confirmation. Excellent. This is one of my favourite rounds. This is the emoji player. You're going to see some emojis. Together they spell the name of a player. Please tell us who. No clues. If you've got it, hold on to it. But Darren, you can talk us through your logic.
So clap.
What are you thinking?
So it's cloud.
Yeah, Cloud, yeah. Well, it could be.
Applause, and that clap.
German player, Cloud Clap.
Claudio. Oh, clap.
What are you going for? Is that your answer? Give us one. We have to rush you for admin reasons.
Do you know what? It's Claudio clap.
He's gone with Claudio Clap. No, you guys can't get points, but Alex, have you got it?
Yeah, it's Claudio Bravo, isn't it?
Let's find out if Alex is right. Claudio Bravo.
that was brilliant. Yeah.
That was brilliant.
And Claudio
Well played.
Cloud-O.
Yeah.
So when you see it, it's easy, but unlucky there. No one's got a point yet, Alex. It's your turn.
Yeah,
Turn
good.
up the heat on this.
Just
Get
like-
yourself a point.
Okay, just let everyone know that the producers had to check before whether I was okay to pick a ball out. I am okay.
can confirm.
Don't worry, it's going to be
Smashed
next year's FA Cup by the time I did it. It's
Where is it? Number 4?
yeah.
Number 4, okay. Leave that there.
Here we
Number
go.
4, who plays here? This is a stadium. You've got to tell us who plays here. Any guesses?
Is that?
I think this is one of the toughest ones. I can give you a clue if you want it.
Yeah, go on.
I've been told we can tell you they played in round 4 but not round 5 of the FA Cup.
Oh.
Didn't make it through.
No, I was about to go. I thought it was Portsmouth then, so it's obviously not.
Yeah, so that was what I thought.
Clues helped him.
Oh, gosh.
Someone
can I have
get
a
a
look
point.
at it big again?
He wants to go full screen, producers. Can we full screen it for him?
Full screen. It's just a
There
fever
you go.
request. Because that's going to make a lot of difference.
You're looking for a flag, aren't you? A little
Yeah,
bit
I'm looking for
signage. Oh.
something. It was blue seats, isn't it?
I know who it is.
Don't say anything. I'll give you 5 seconds, Alex.
I don't know. It's not Ipswich, is it?
3, 2.
I don't know. I've got no idea Ipswich.
He says Ipswich.
Not Ipswich.
Not
You guys got a Yungen?
Wait, do I get a point for
You
this?
don't get a point. No, this is just for kudos.
Is it QPR? No.
QPR, interesting. Who do you think?
I don't know, Peterborough maybe?
Right, none of you are right, I can tell you. Let's find out the answer. Shrewsbury Town!
Oh my God.
I think that's the toughest question, I'm not going to lie. I think you drew the hardest question there.
It was, as if I didn't have enough trouble trying to get the ball out.
Some people say it's the toughest quiz on Twitter. Quiz on Twitter? Quite hard to say. Some people are saying it, I've been informed. Right, we've got one more round. No one's got a point. I'm not going to lie, we thought this was an easy quiz. So, young man.
Here you go.
You've got to get a point now.
Back in there.
What you got?
All right, I got number 2.
Number 2?
Number 2.
Is name the silhouette. You're going to see a silhouette of a player.
Okay.
Oh, I would like that one.
And you've got to tell us who this is. I think this is an easier one. Involved in the FA Cup. You can see some clues on the screen if you look around the silhouette as well.
He looks like a tank.
He may be.
Oh my. Who is that? Wait, hold on a minute. They obviously play for Chelsea.
Good detective work.
Oh my God, who is that?
I think I know, but I don't think it is him.
Boys, I'm not going to lie, I'm unimpressed.
I can't believe you just said that you thought this was an easy quiz.
I did this quiz beforehand, by the way. I got 5 out of 6 right.
Yeah, but you got the iPad in front
No,
of you.
before the iPad, Alex.
You've got 5 minutes on each
I got my
question.
answer. The Ross Barkley.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Ross Barkley? Let's have a look. He smashed it! He's got a point.
Well played.
Finally. Right, guys, if you don't get one right, Youngen's the winner. He's taking home that FA Cup trophy. You've got to stop him, Darren. What you got?
Number 6.
Number 6, I can confirm, is what happened next. You're going to see a clip, and it's very poignant that you picked out this number because you're involved in this clip, I do believe, Darren. So you probably should get this one right. Let's take a look. Tell us what happened next. Look at this pace from a young Darren Bent on the right-hand side here. Does get tackled, but doesn't give up. And now, what happens next? Be as specific as possible.
I think he smashes it over the bar.
Who is that?
Darren Ambrose.
It's Darren to Darren pass.
Yeah.
Good mate of yours?
He's a good mate of mine, yeah.
What were you and you think he puts it over the bar?
I remember that game as well, it was 3-2. Does he smash it in?
In or out? In or out?
Yeah, I think he puts it over the bar, you know.
You confident? You going with it?
I think so, yeah.
Let's find out what happened. Darren Ambrose, what you got? Gets the ball back. Ambrose! He's got a point.
Yeah.
We've got a point. We could go to a tie-break situation. Or we're going to go to a tie-break situation, whatever happens. So Darren Ambrose, unfortunately, for that one, didn't put it in, but you remembered it. So, Alex, you can get yourself in the tiebreaker with this one.
Oh, it's number 3.
Number 3, okay. This one is a good one. It's guess the team. I'll take that. It's guess the team. You can see 11 players and where they're from. And you've got to tell us what club that is. Obviously, it's going to be FA Cup related.
Yeah. It's from this season, I assume.
It's from this season. It's from this round, mate.
From this round?
You've got Brazilian striker, Algerian, CDM.
Brazilian striker, Algerian. Switzerland.
Yeah, you've got
England
Paraguayan. Think about how many Paraguayans are there in the FA Cup?
I can't.
And English goalkeepers is quite rare as
Yeah,
well.
English goalkeeper, yeah.
I've got Paraguayans. Is that Buendia? Was he?
Think about the rest of the team, though. If you think you're going to go
Yeah.
down that route, does that fit with the rest of them?
No, I don't think it does because didn't.
I have mentioned that Paraguayan in this show already. And I've mentioned the French winger and I've mentioned the Brazilian striker. But that's as much as I can give him, guys. But I'd like...
Hang on. Oh, no, it's Newcastle.
You sure? You go Newcastle?
Because didn't you talk about Joe Linton and St Maximan and there's an Almiran Paraguayan?
Someone's listening. Let's see the team. Is it Newcastle? Bosh. There you go. Okay, well, this is great. It's unprecedented. Everything's unprecedented because it's the first time we've ever done the quiz. But we're going to a three-way tie-break situation. I have one question for you guys. First person to shout out the correct answer is the winner of the inaugural, we're going to call it Top Draw quiz. Available if any TV producers watching, it's available. Give us the prime time spot. Okay, ready? First person, just shout out the answer. Who scored the first goal of the 5th round this week?
Socrates.
Socrates is correct. The Arsenal fan gets it off the other Arsenal fan. Lift the trophy. Give him and there's a party popper, and it didn't have the desired effect. Party popper's got is on the. I don't know if the camera can reveal that, but there's a party popper on the tripod arm thing. So, but the most important thing is Darren. Don't let the party popper steal the limelight.
Thank you.
Darren Bent is our champion. Congratulations. Any words?
Just now I want to thank the family and friends. Thanks, guys.
Top
for the
stuff.
trophy.
No, it started poorly, no right answers, and it picked up momentum.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Right, Next up, guys, you guys
I've still got my
submitted.
balls.
Oh yeah, we'll take the balls. Thanks, guys. Stick them back in the bucket. Keep it all above board.
Keep it
Right,
down.
you guys submitted some five-a-side dream teams from the FA
Yeah.
Cup. Not focused on this year, focused on past tournaments. We're going to go through them. We're going to analyse them. Starting off with yours, Alex, which I've got here.
Yeah.
So take the sticker off. Goalkeeper, David Seaman in goal. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ashley Cole, Stevie G, Cristiano Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, substitute, Didier Drogba. I mean, talk us through your team thinking there.
Obviously, like, my original team, I was going to do different Arsenal players, but I thought I'd try and mix it up, really. Obviously, David Seaman, he won the FA Cup, what was it, maybe, five times?
Enough times.
And also, I mean, that save from Pesca Soledad in the semi-final, 2003 alone, deserves it. Ashley Cole, like a lot of Arsenal fans still have a bit bitter towards Ashley Cole, but I thought he was amazing for us. And also, I think he's got the most FA Cup winners' medals, has he? So Ashley Cole, and he was absolutely, he was great for us as well. Steven Gerrard, just because, I mean, his winner against West Ham in 2006. I don't know,
thanks for that. I was going to cut you off because you mentioned that, and we need to speed up anyway. But you did talk about David Seaman.
Yeah.
A great save.
Yeah.
We can show it. Let's watch it back. Let's watch it back.
Plenty of aerial power in there for the Blades. And can they find a cutting edge? The server, Pesca Soledad off the line. Oh, they're hitting it wrong. So nearly carved out an equaliser. Would have done so, but for the brilliance from David Seaman.
Speaking of save, and what I like about that is he's simultaneously defying the laws of gravity with the save and fashion with the haircut. Right, speaking of David Seaman, he makes your team as well, Darren. Vincent Kompany, though, is a new addition. I like that at the back. Stevie G in again. Didier Drogba, still enough left to substitute Didier Drogba from Alex's team. Thierry Henry in there again, and a very controversial wildcard substitute. Darren Bent on the bench. But we know about your FA Cup scoring credentials. Is that why you've made the squad?
Well, no, I think when I got told I had to put myself on the bench or in the team, so that's why he's on the bench.
Okay. Vincent Kompany's an addition, though. Would he be the captain of this side?
Yeah, he would, yeah.
He
Just
would be.
obviously leader, strong at the back. I mean, there's a period in the Premier League where he was the best defender for a long time. So he'd obviously get in there. Seaman spoke about him, the save. Yeah. Steven Gerrard in the FA Cup against, obviously, said West Ham.
Yeah.
What 2 goals? Thierry, because I think he's the best player to ever play in this country. But Drogba, for me, is the key. Because, I mean, every final I think he played in, he scored in. Big game player. Whenever you needed a goal, he needed a performance, he always seemed to turn up with a good. So he had to be in my team. Yeah,
and Drogba's obviously made it off your bench into your starting lineup. Let's see why Darren has backed Didier Drogba.
Taken away by Cole. Moved on by Lampard, pursued by Drogba. Fabianski has come. Drogba must score. Chelsea lead at Wembley. 7 minutes to play. The Blues are nearly there. And it's Drogba again. Can't stop scoring.
Yeah, that was against Arsenal, wasn't it? That tough one to watch back?
Not really. Well, I said it wasn't surprising with Mikael Silvestre playing centre half being done by Didier Drogba. It was pretty predictable.
What a player! What a player! Young, and this is your team. It's a different David, not Seaman. It's De Gea in goal.
Now, this team's a bit more current.
Well, this one's interesting. I'm not going to lie because I love this player, but I don't know if he's done anything in the FA Cup of note. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, Stevie G, KDB, Luis Suarez up top, Henry on the bench. So you're talking about the Trent inclusion there.
Okay, wait. I'm going to be honest. I thought we was going to do the treble, didn't I? So obviously I'd done this before. I knew we would be out, but yeah.
This all-time FA Cup, at least in recent years.
But he would have went down as an absolute great, wouldn't he?
He could be a great one day. No one's disputing that. But this was, I think you've had
I'm just being a biased
As
you can see here, I'm just being a biased Liverpool fan.
But to be fair, you've also got a City player in there. You've got a United goalkeeper. So it's a very balanced team. I like it. I think I like Vincent Kompany inclusion on your team, Darren, because he had that five-a-side. You want a big unit in the back who's just going to control things.
I would, based on FA Cup, I'd swap Henry for Suarez.
That really hurts me, that.
I'll tell you one of the reasons you might put Henry in. I'll show you a reason why you might put Henry.
I know what you're going to show me.
Let's take a look at this.
Last few minutes. The claim of a famous victory. Thierry Henry passing to himself. In some circumstances, is not a bad idea. Look at this. Still Thierry Henry. And he might seal it here. Oh, yes! Oh, yes, oh, yes. What a goal from Thierry Henry. The master goal poacher strikes again.
One thing, if I was going to, far be it from me to criticise Thierry Henry, however, you can't do that in five-a-side. You can't kick the ball out far in front of you in five-a-side. That's true. So maybe you're right to have him on the bench. I don't know. You should have put Darren Bent in there, maybe. Some very good picks, no doubt about that. If you guys watching, though, fancy yourself a bit of five-a-side, here's your chance to prove it. Take a look.
The FA Fives.
Most inclusive and fun small-sided competition.
Regional finals.
It's a huge national finals day on Wembley Way. Open to all ages and abilities.
Sign up for the FA Fives now.
So that's the FA Fives, and then what I'm thinking is, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cameraman, we're looking for a fifth. You got your shin pads? You in? I'm game. He's game. We've got our team, guys. If you want to get involved, maybe play us in the final. I don't know. Follow the link on the screen, thefa.com/the FA Fives, and a little bit of a sweetener. Every team that registers also gets entered into a draw to win England tickets at Euro 2020. So definitely a good reason to get involved. How much can you transfer your skills from 11-a-side to 5-a-side? Not you specifically, but do you find that if someone's a good 11-a-side player, they're always going to be decent at 5-a-side?
Nah, because sometimes when you're good in, it's kind of the other way around. Sometimes you get 5-a-side players that, when you open up the spaces, ain't very good. Like the guys who didn't really want to run that far, but technically very good in tight areas, put them on a bigger scale pitch and can't cover the ground as much. Whereas you get the players who are like fast powerhouses, like someone like a Gareth Bale, who's brilliant, but I always feel he'd be better in a bigger open space because he uses his pace and his power.
Exactly what Henry did in that clip. I'm sure he'd be fine on a 5-a-side. We'll take it. Thierry, if you're watching, we'll take you on our team. So this week we've been asking the guys on Instagram at the Emirates FA Cup Instagram page to vote on a few topics around the fifth round and FA Cup in general. And these are 50-50. Like you can go one way or the other. 2 options, multiple choice. I'm going to ask you guys them first, and we're going to see how the people voted. So first question is, what do you prefer, day games or night games? Obviously night games under the lights. Beautiful moment in football, but day games have got a certain charm to them as well. Yungen, what do you prefer?
I prefer night games.
Yeah.
Especially night games at Anfield. I think the atmosphere is just incredible there. So for me, night games.
Alex, you live very close to the Emirates.
Yeah,
so.
no, I do like a night game at the Emirates. The atmosphere is all right.
I
wouldn't go as far as saying incredible, but it's all right. I do prefer a night game. There's something about it. The night games at Highbury, they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
I used to love them.
What about as a player? Like, is there a logistical reason you'd prefer a day game to a night game?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you've got plans in the evening, 12:30 kick-off. It's about 3, away you go. But no, night games are special sometimes. I just think for whatever reason, it always seems to, not mean more, but the atmosphere always used to be a little bit better under the lights, and I always used to love night games. The problem was obviously sleeping afterwards. The doctors would be handing out sleeping tablets for fun because the adrenaline's still pumping, but night games are special.
Yeah, I think that a lot of, I think we all agree night games are great, but there's one downside to them, which is if you're a travelling away fan and you've had to go to like Swansea or whatever, and then you've got to get back. Sometimes you don't get back, but if you stay over, it can be fun. Yeah, listen, we think night games, the fans, you can see on the screen, agree. 71% say night games better than day games. Can meet in the middle, play in the afternoon. Next question: which manager would mean more to winning the FA Cup out of Lampard or Solskjaer? Who needs it more, in your opinion, Yungen?
I think I'll say Solskjaer. I think Man United have been expected to do a lot more. I think, especially the last few seasons. I think Lampard at the start of the season obviously had a very young team. I think definitely Solskjaer.
He needs it more. Darren, do you agree?
Yeah, I think Lampard, he's got time on his hands.
Yeah.
Solskjaer, there's been so much negativity about him, and him managing that. I think if he was to win the FA Cup, I think that could shut up a few people. So I think he needs it more.
Is it a clean sweep, Alan?
Yeah, I agree with Darren on Solskjaer and Yungen because as I said, Lampard's got a bit of time. He's got a lot of goodwill towards him.
Yeah.
Whereas sadly for Solskjaer, it's gone a little bit really. And
Yeah.
I think United fans are desperate for a bit of success and to see things going the right way. So if they won the FA Cup, certainly you'd think it would buy them at least another season.
They're both legends at their club, of course, but then because Lampard's newer in, that legendary status is still protected, isn't it? Until if it ever goes wrong for him. Let's see what the fans thought on Instagram. I think this one's a little bit closer. So 55% saying Solskjaer, maybe surprisingly, 45% saying Lampard needs it more. Next one. This is specifically aimed at you, Darren, and we'll explain why. What feels worse, scoring an own goal or getting nutmegged?
Or getting what?
Yeah, so before you give getting nutmegged, before you give us the answer, let's take a look at two very different clips from Mr. Darren Bent.
A fortuitous touch off the heels of Southgate. Bent's nutmegged in. Ekiyog across the cover. Taken by Albrighton. Oh, and it's an own goal. Oh, it's crazy. Darren Bent. Well, what a desperate beginning for Derby.
About 15 minutes after this.
What happens after that?
Score. Goal.
Oh, yeah, you do actually. That's fair play. You equalise the game.
No, that is the worst feeling in the world. That
Worst own goals.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible feeling. Because obviously, before the game, I remember as well, like in the warm-up, everything was a little bit off. My touch, my shooting, everything. I remember saying to the fitness guy, I don't feel right. And he was like, I know you'll be fine. Just take a couple of gels, you'll be fine. And when that happened, I just looked across him and went,
It's your fault.
Yeah, see, because it's one of them as well. BBC as well. I knew it was going to get exposed everywhere, and it was a poor finish. But honestly, that is the worst, most loneliest feeling ever.
As a player, do you get a feeling in the warm-up whether you think sometimes whether it's not going to be your day at all?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, towards the end of my career, I stopped shooting in the warm-up because I used to do it so much in the warm-up that if I was hitting the target and scoring all the time, I'd go into games thinking, well, I know I'm going to score today. And my first chance would come and I'd smash it over the bar or something and think, like, what's going on? Or I've had scenarios where in the warm-up I can't hit a barn door, going everywhere. First chance I get goes in. So in the end, I thought, you know what, I'll just leave it to chance. Whatever happens when I first get my chance, I'll do it. But you can get a sense of feeling of where you're at in the warm-up, yeah.
What's interesting is that first clip we put in of you doing the nutmeg, obviously a positive. But if you're wondering, guys, obviously there's a bit of a striker crisis for England this summer. The reason Darren Bent will not get the call-up is because that nutmeg was on Gareth Southgate.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, Southgate, nutmeg. That's why you're not in the plans, mate, obviously. But anyone think that getting nutmegged is worse than scoring an own goal? I think scoring an own goal is the worst.
Yeah, own goal. If anything worse than scoring an own goal.
Yeah, it's the worst, isn't it? Because you can recover from the other one.
Exactly, yeah.
A goal's a goal. What do the fans think on Instagram? I feel like this will be a quite heavy one. Yeah, 72% think own goal is worse than a nutmeg. So moving on to the last one, Wayne Rooney. I've got a special Wayne Rooney. Oh, I've lost it. I had a Wayne Rooney card. It's probably fallen over somewhere. Trust me, it did exist. It did exist. Is it back here somewhere? I don't know. Doesn't matter. The question is, could Wayne Rooney still do a job for Man United? Yes or no? And we need to define what doing a job is.
Yeah.
Like, does it mean he could just get by, or could he impress? What do you think?
Technically, yeah, but I'm going to have to say no, just because obviously I think the game will be too quick for him. I mean, I just don't think that it'd be detriment to himself, to not be able to perform at the level that we know he's capable of. So for me, right now, I'd say no.
Yeah, quickly, Yungen, do you think that he could do it?
Nah, I wouldn't say he could.
Feels disrespectful to say it, mate. He's had a great career.
Yeah, as Darren said, I think, it's just because he's gone away as well. It wouldn't be right, man.
No.
Yeah, even when I don't think he could, and that's like with the greatest respect in the world. But even when he left United, he probably wasn't playing as well as I think he would have liked. Yeah. So no, I wouldn't have thought so. No.
Apparently, I'm told the fans disagree with you. I agree with you guys, 100%. Yeah. But 65% think he could do a job for Man United.
But where would he play?
Yeah, where would he? I mean, he'd have to play centre mid, I guess. But I tell you what, one man that knows a lot about Wayne Rooney, we're going to get on the phone, I guess you could say in a minute. He's coming via FaceCam. Is Sam Homewood. He's the host of the official Man United podcast, and he's going to join us now. And he's going to talk to us, obviously, because they're playing tonight. Wayne Rooney is going up against Manchester United. Sam, you there?
Yes, I'm here, Spence. How are you?
Very good, mate. Good to see you. What's the thoughts going into this game? Are you confident?
Yeah, very confident. I think it's really fun, obviously, because Rooney's involved, and that makes it a bit special. But it should be one of those games where you go through it, you don't embarrass yourself by getting knocked out, and you go, good, on to the next one, Norwich.
What would be the dream? So simple as it sounds. So simple. What would be the dream performance in terms of Wayne Rooney for you guys? Obviously, there's a lot of love there. Would you like him to come in, maybe score a goal, but then you guys still get the victory? What are you thinking?
I want to see him do well, but he's wearing white of Derby today. So I mean, if he has like a cracking volley from 20 yards that hits the bar or something, that'll be fun and we'll all enjoy it. But a clean sheet would be better, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah. And what do you think about the new man, Bruno Fernandes? Like, he's come in and absolutely revolutionised things. And can he be the spearhead in the FA Cup for a victory?
Yeah, easily. I think he's excellent. I genuinely think when you consider the amount of time he's been at the club, he has been phenomenal. He looks 2 or 3 steps ahead of most players. And I think in a few months, he'll be even better because he'll be gelling more with the players he's playing with. He'll be more aware of their runs that they're making. But the impact he's had is also helped, I think, by the fact that people like Scott McTominay, who's starting tonight, is back from injury, and so is Eric Bailly.
Yeah, all slowly coming back to full strength. Darren, you got any questions for Sam of Man United? Anything to throw at him?
No, when he said about obviously Rooney hitting the bar and stuff, I just wondered, would you not take a little 4-2 and Rooney get 2?
I mean, it would be fun, obviously. It'd be fun. It's an FA Cup game, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. But it's helpful now that United have hit some good form to get a few clean sheets. But obviously, if Rooney scores and we go through, we'd all laugh and we'd enjoy it.
I know, Sam, you've been working and speaking with a lot of Man United legends recently on the Manchester United podcast. People like Eric Cantona, for example. Have they had any words of advice for Solskjaer?
No one has any advice for him. They all just say the same thing, which is that he knows what he's doing. He knows the club. He knows the players. And he's getting the best out of them. He's getting the right system in place. And you can see the change that's happening in the dressing room with the players and the shape and the approach on the pitch. The best thing Eric Cantona said was when asked, what did you do on your time off between training? He just stared up and said, make love.
Classic Eric Cantona. Thank you very much, Sam. Enjoy the game. Lastly from you, have you got a prediction?
Yeah, we'll say 3-1 with a Rooney goal.
I will take it. All right. Well, we won't take it because we're neutral. I actually would like to see Derby win, to be honest, because I like the underdogs. But we'll take your prediction. Thank you, Sam. It's been a pleasure. Can we get a prediction from you guys as well?
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-1 as well, but I'm going to say it's going to be a penalty and Rooney will score a penalty.
Rooney goal. Yungen?
I'm going to go 2-1 Derby.
Yeah, you like an upset?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Derby, extra time.
I like that. I like that a lot. Alex?
2-0 United.
Solid game.
Yeah, I think they'll just kind of control it. 2-0.
We did predict in most cases with Arsenal going through, City going through, if United go through, and maybe Leicester or Chelsea, it's like the big boys kind of going through, but it's the magic of the FA Cup. Anything can happen, of course. Yeah. We're going to go and watch the game and see what happens. Thank you very much, Alex, Darren, Young, great to have you. And we're going to finish with a nice little montage. Darren Bent's best FA Cup goals.
But Leicester own goal in there.
The own goal is not in there.
So long, and if you take your eye off Darren Bent for a second, that's what can happen to you. But with a chance to knock the goal, it's nearly finished by Darren Bent. Little touch from Bent. Darren Bent does what he does best.